everyone, this is Karen in Ghana, and we are on a road trip coming from Raleigh, North Carolina, on our way to DC to my mom's 90th birthday party. Yay! So we have Rachel driving. I was getting ready to say Jessica, and then we have Jessica behind her, and in the back we have Jason, we know affectionately as JJ, and we have Renee. And we know, you all know Renee too. So she's got her headphones on. Can you hear me, Renee?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right, guys. So just wanted to let you know what's going on, and we'll keep you posted when we get to the party.
I love myself. All right. And I do. I'm so glad to see everybody. And I enjoy myself. Nothing would make me happy than I am right now.
Oh, yay, Mama.
She said that was 5 minutes. So.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Everyone, I would like for you to please like, subscribe, and share my videos so that everyone can hear about the great things that the Most High is doing, and perhaps they'll join us too. All right, thank you so much. So hello everyone, this is Karen in Ghana, and I am sitting here with my brother Phil and his lovely wife Berna, and I am just so excited. We have been laughing so hard listening to his history of how he got into his profession, how he started, how he, when he graduated or when he finished high school and started looking for jobs. And so I wanted him to share just this last one. And before we do that, I'm going to show a picture of my dad. Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Gilmore.
And so Phil, you just finished talking to me about when you started working for the company that you were with for how many years? 32 years. And so you talked about how you didn't know anything about how to dress, or you just did what you thought was the right thing to do. So talk to me about a little bit about how you went for your first day on this particular position that they gave you.
Okay, so I had an opportunity to work in manufacturing. As if I knew what manufacturing was. No, I didn't. I didn't know what export and import was. Anyway, to get back to your question, I was told that I had to wear a shirt and tie, dress slacks, dress shoes to work my first night. Worked a C shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And so I went over and was led to the office where the manager of the shift was, and to do an interview. And I noticed that he had a real big smile on his face. But I think it was from trying not to laugh. So let me get into that. I didn't own a dress shirt or tie, slacks, or really a pair of dress shoes. So because of the job I had before, they provided uniforms, so I didn't have to worry about clothes that much. So going over there, and I had to go get a shirt and tie, so I went to the famous Kmart. And I bought a shirt, and I remember the price of the shirt. It was a gray, iridescent, shiny, short sleeve shirt that cost $4.99. And I bought a nice little black skinny tie to go with it that came down to about my navel. It was a clip-on. And so I had a pair of black slacks. I think they were khaki. They were irrelevant compared to everything else I had on. And I had on a pair of clogs, about 2 inches high. So I go and I get directed to his office for the interview. And while we were doing the interview, he was doing everything he could not to laugh. He was biting his lip, he was turning his head, he was grunting. And I don't know why he's laughing, you know, what's going on. I think I look pretty good, to be quite honest with you, with my big afro, with my 5 strings of hair hanging down my chin. And so after a while, he's like, he couldn't handle it anymore. He said, "I'll be right back." So he said, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." And he left the office. 10 minutes later, he came back with every manager on the shift. And they all came in the conference room looking all serious, because I thought that was part of the interview process. And I suddenly found out that I was the showpiece. That they were all laughing at me, the way I dressed. And they just thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and they asked me where my safety shoes were, and I said, "What are safety shoes?" And so they explained to me the steel toe shoe and that kind of thing, and I went, "Okay, never heard of that one." And they said, "Where'd you get that shirt and tie from?" And I told them I got it at Kmart and all that stuff, and I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, they compliment me on my clothes," but they still laugh. So, to make a long story short, from that point, they said, "Well, it's time to go to lunch," so we're gonna go to lunch. And I pulled out my little brown paper bag that had little grease stains on it. And I pulled out my sandwich. It was wrapped in wax paper. It was one piece of Wonder Bread, tightly squeezed around a drumstick. So I pulled it up and I started eating it. And they couldn't hold it in anymore. They just bust out laughing all around me, pointing at me and stuff. And I was embarrassed in a way, but I was like, why are they laughing at me? So anyway, what I did with that is I didn't let that take me down. I didn't let that affect me. What I realized is that I didn't know what I didn't know. And so, therefore, I needed to find out what I didn't know as best I could. To make a long story short, 10, 15 years later, I'm the trendsetter in the manufacturing center. I got people coming up to me, they want to know where I get my clothes from. Mm-hmm. And then I see people that start to dress like me. They're walking around in pants like I do. Where you get those shoes from? Where you get those safety shoes from? Yeah. They buying the same safety shoes. And so my point is, as a life lesson is, I didn't let that get me down. I looked at everything from that point on in my life, and really, even before then, as a life lesson. Yeah. It's like God is saying to me, this is where I want you to be, because I know He told me that once that time that this is where I want you. And so He provided everything for me over time. Yep. I was ended up staying there for 32 years. I went in at an entry-level job, making $6,000 a year. When I left, I was making 6 figures a year. Yes. So I didn't let that get me down. So I guess young people, don't let things that happen around you affect you to the point that you become stagnant, or you're angry, or you're so upset that it's detrimental to your future. Everything is for a reason in life. Every step that you take is for a reason. Every setback is a step for going on the life trip, the life journey that you're on. Yeah. So try your best to savor each one, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's what life is. Life is good, Life is bad, life is ugly.
Yes.
But just because life is that doesn't mean that you have to be bad and ugly.
That's it.
I'm done, I think.
Okay. So,
Yes.
Berna, you and Phil met at Philip Morris, right?
Yes, we did.
So one other good thing you got out of that, besides your nice job,
Yes.
was your wonderful wife. And how long y'all been married, Berna?
It will be 40 years in September.
Wow,
1st.
wow, that is so great. So when you first met Phil, did he have on that iridescent shirt and that tie?
No, he really did not have that particular outfit on. He looked very nice, I must say. He still had his afro though.
Oh, he did.
Yes,
Oh,
he
he
did.
still had that afro.
Yes.
Oh, all right, that sounds so good. And Berna, you worked at Philip Morris for how many years?
33 years.
Okay, so y'all both had your whole career there.
Right.
And were able to do great things there for them,
Oh,
and to
yes.
bring, and I think you were in management too, were you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So look at this. I have two awesome people in my family, and my brother Phil is also an artist. And I wish we had something really quick we could show that you've done, but I can show that later. Is that yours back there? No, that's not yours.
No.
I'll show something later of some of Phil's work. And they're both retired now, and they have grandchildren in California that they go to see as much as they possibly can. So it's just a great life that they're living right now. But I wanted you guys to meet them because I love them dearly, and they are, at least Berna is, an avid follower of Karen and Ghana. She knows everybody. She sits and have conversations with me about. So thank you so much for sharing, guys. I really appreciate it, and I just thank the Most High for you both. I love you.
All right.
Well, hello everyone. This is Karen in Ghana, and I am back again, this time with my oldest brother, Dwight. And it is so great seeing him. I'm here, as you know, for my mom's 90th birthday celebration, but he was in Washington State at a convention, and so I'm going to let him talk to you a little bit about that. So Dwight, good to see you, bro.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's so exciting to be here to see everybody, and I wasn't sure I was gonna get to see you because I didn't know when you would get back. But I wanted you to just talk a little bit to my people about how you got started in magic and what you're doing now. You've been doing it for how many years now?
Probably 27 years. Around 27 years. 28
Wow,
years.
wow, that's amazing. So.
And it was a unintentional type of venture. My son, Eric, he was into magic when he was a kid. He started around 7 or 8 years old. He couldn't understand the instructions good, so I used to have to read the instructions to him, explain to him what they meant, and then help him learn the trick. So he was so involved, he continued to learn tricks. By the time he was 11 or 12, he started doing little parties in the neighborhood. So I would always set up his magic, play the music, put up the next trick. I was doing everything except the magic, which was fine with me because I really wasn't interested in magic. So by the time he was 15, he got invited to Las Vegas to be on a television show with a magician named Lance Burton. It was a TV special called The Young Magician Showcase. So we took him out there, we spent a week in Las Vegas, and he really went crazy for magic after that. So then when we got back home, he found a group called the International Brotherhood of Magicians. So I would take him to the IBM meetings as the parent, and I would just sit there and watch him do whatever he was going to do. So after about 2 years, he challenged me to learn a trick. So he gave me a trick called the number 2 pencil trick, which was the first trick I ever learned. So once I learned that trick, I just fell in love with magic. And I don't think it's because of the trick. I think what I love is the reactions of the spectators when I perform the magic. For example, when Eric used to perform and I'm behind the screen, there were certain points in his show when I knew he was going to produce a bird or he was going to make something disappear, and I knew the crowd would react. Well, I would stop whatever I was doing and I would just look because I wanted to see how the crowd was going to react when that bird disappeared or when those birds appeared. So that's the fun part about magic to me, is the reactions that you give people, the joy
Yeah.
you give people when you perform for them. So eventually, like I said, I got into magic. I joined Ring 50. I started going to the meetings, and every month I would learn a new trick. We have a theme of the month. This month it might be rope magic. Next month it might be coin magic. So I would always learn a trick for that theme of the month. Pretty soon, I was doing pretty good with magic, and I had developed my skills to the point where I actually won DC Magician of the Year 2 times.
Wow.
I ended up being president of the club. I was every officer in the club except treasurer. So hanging with the magic. Then I started doing professional shows on the weekends. I still had my business, which was insurance. I still had my own business, but on the weekends I would do parties and weddings and picnics and whatever to perform the magic. And I was starting to get paid to perform magic.
Right.
So that was the fun part. So after, like I say, a few years, I got introduced to the officer as the territorial vice president. Someone recommended me to be the territorial vice president for the IBM for the Washington, D.C. area, which is how I got involved on the national level. So I was territorial vice president, I guess now about 15 years maybe. But 3 years ago, I was elected to be on the IBM executive board for a 3-year term, which just ended this year.
Okay.
So I've been going to the conventions and really heavily involved in planning for our next conventions and where it's going to be and the rules and the direction of the IBM, how we're trying to improve the IBM and make it much better. Right now, I'm the chairman for the Diversity and Inclusion Committee.
Oh, okay.
So it's my job to try to make the IBM a little more colorful and a little more women.
Okay.
Because the problem with our organization now is it's just old white men. Not saying that in a derogatory way,
Right,
but
right.
that's what it
The
is at this
reality.
point. So what we're actively doing is trying to recruit younger people, diverse people, and all that can do is help the organization become much better.
Yeah.
Because when you have diversity, you get different ideas, you get different ways things are
Yeah.
presented, and you get different ways to look at things. So diversity can't do anything but help us, and that's what I'm involved in mostly.
Oh, okay. All
So,
right.
Other than that, that's my magic career.
That is so amazing. And I tell you, when we would have events at the like at our family reunions or different things, and Dwight would come with the cards and do a couple of magic tricks, we would all be flabbergasted. We wouldn't be able to figure it out. He is really, really good at it. And so what I'm going to do now is ask him if he has, I don't know if you have anything with you to do like a quick magic trick for us.
Sure, I can.
Okay.
Every deck of cards is a set of twins married to a second set of twins. Let me show you what I mean. 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
We have a black king, and he's married to a black queen. He has a twin brother. He's married to her twin sister. Now the 4 of them went out to a restaurant. When they got to the restaurant, the wives went upstairs to the powder room. So the first husband, he looked around, he saw the bar, he decided to have a seat at the bar. When he sat down beside a red-headed lady. His twin brother came along with him, and he sat down beside her twin sister. While they were conversing, the wives came back downstairs. So the first wife, she looked around, she saw her husband sitting at the bar, so she decided to have a seat. But she didn't sit beside her husband. She sat beside the red-headed lady. Her twin sister came along with her, and she sat down beside the other red-headed lady. So of course you know what happened. There was a little friction, a big argument started. So the first wife, she was angry, she got up, she reached across the table, she grabbed her husband by the arm, she said, "Let's go." Her twin sister, she got up, she grabbed her husband, and they all left. So I guess you're wondering, well, what happened to the red-headed ladies?
Yeah.
Well, when the argument started, the red-headed lady said, "I don't have to listen to this." So she got up, she went across the street where she met a red-headed man. Her twin sister came along with her. She met his twin brother, and they all lived happily ever after. If you're a twin and you marry a twin, will probably have children that are twins. This is an example of that. We've got a red-headed brother taking a walk through the woods with his twin brother. Every time they leave home, they're followed by their little black dog named Ace. Every time they leave, Ace will get in between them. When Ace gets in between them, they say, go home. He'll start to go home, but he'll turn right around and he'll get back in between them. And they'll tell him again, go home. Turn over the top card. They'll turn over the top card, and there he is again. Pretty soon, everywhere they look, they will see this little dog. If they look to the right, they will see that little dog. If they look to the left, they will see that little dog. And if they look behind them, they will see that little dog. So they got a plan together. The next time the dog gets in between us, we go in different directions and confuse them. Sure enough, the dog got back in between them. Well, the first brother, he ran to the right. The second brother, he ran to the left. And the other brother, he ran straight ahead. Now, that really confused the dog. By the time the dog decided which way to go, when he looked to the right, he didn't see anybody. When he looked to the left, he didn't see anybody. And when he looked behind him, he didn't see anybody. That really pleased those two brothers because they could finish their walk through the woods in peace and not have to worry about that little dog. Thank you.
Wow. I know that blew y'all's mind, right? Just like ours. He is so good. So anyway, I'm glad y'all got that quick example of his excellent work. So now I'm going to have a brief interview with my nephew, Sage. Sage, what is your full name?
Eric William Redmond.
All right, that sounds so good. And your dad's name is Eric too,
Yeah.
right? Yes. So tell us a little bit about the latest trip you went on. I understand you went on a trip with your grandpa.
Yeah, so we went to Washington State and we did a convention and I met some great new people.
Oh,
Also-
yeah?
Yeah, and also I showed people my ring trick.
Oh, so you do some tricks as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you don't have your ring with you today, so you can't show
Yeah,
us
but
that.
I wish though, I wish. But yeah,
So how old are you?
I am 11 years old.
Okay, and you're in what grade?
I'm about to be in 5th grade,
Okay, and you live where?
Parkville, Maryland. And
What part of Maryland?
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Oh, okay. All right, that's so great. And so you're here with your grandpa. You're going to be staying with him for a little while?
Yeah, I'm here on the I'm here on Sunday nights and I go home on the weekend.
Oh, okay. All right. And you also here to say happy birthday to your grandma, your great grandma,
Yeah.
right?
So happy birthday to my grandma. I miss her. I love her so much.
Oh, that's so nice. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on my channel.
You're welcome.
All right.
And all of you guys have a good night and have a good day.
All right. Thank you. So hello, everyone. This is Karen in Ghana, and I'm sitting here with my cousin. We call him Poonch. His mom, my auntie, we call her sister, and my other cousin, Daryl. And we are here at the, what's the name of this place? The Silver Dollar. I was going to say Silver Bullet. Silver Dollar Diner. And Poonch is sharing with me, he's a minister, and Demond is his name, his real name. And he was sharing with me what he does when he does a wedding, what he says to the couple. So could you share that again a little bit?
Yeah, so what I do in my weddings is I add a mirror concept to the thing where I tell people in our union, you haven't seen all that our union is going to bring into our lives. And so I use this part where it's almost like eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, but the couple, they've been together for a while. So they think they kind of comfortable, they kind of know each other already. And I tell them in this mirror part, you haven't seen anything yet. You know, you haven't seen anything yet. Keep looking, because there's more to me to see. And so I just believe in our own lives that there's way more for us to see than what we have so far. Like your life.
Oh.
Like your life, like your journey to Africa and and everything that's happening. So, yeah.
All right, well, thank you. I thought that was just so profound to use a mirror. Do you have them look at the mirror, at themselves in the mirror, or each other, or you just use it as a prop to say, you know? Like,
Actually, it's a part in the mirror. So I take the vows now. So instead of the vows, I use a mirror, and I'll be like, this mirror I give to you as a sign of intimacy.
Yeah.
So intimacy, into me see. I want you to
Right.
look into this mirror and into me see. There's a reggae thing that's called I and I, right? And I and I means when you hurt, I hurt. When you suffer, I suffer. When you happy, I'm happy. So if we start to look at our unions like I and I, like whatever I see, whatever I do will reflect on you. So if I cut up right now, even though my wife is not here, if I was just to act a fool in this restaurant, it's gonna reflect on her in some kind of way.
right.
So it's almost like just actually thinking about each other. So that, and then the one part of the mirror on one side is magnified, on the other side is a regular mirror. What mirrors seem to do is it seems to magnify the smallest things, right? So if you're looking from the magnified side, then you're gonna magnify all these things. But just like a car, and this is just last part, but just like a car, in a car they put mirrors on your car as safety measures, right? To make sure that you're safe. If I drive a car, I'm much taller than my wife. When she drives it, she adjusts the mirror so much that I can't even see. Right? So instead of me getting frustrated by that, what I have to do when I drive, I now have to adjust the mirrors. So then I tell people, you no longer have a mirrors problem, you have a mirror problem. And anytime you have a mirror problem, just adjust your mirrors and keep pushing. It's not hard. Just adjust your mirrors and you'll see different.
I love it. I love it. All right, so auntie, sister, do you have anything you want to share? Or?
This moment, this is a priceless moment.
Yes.
And I am so glad to see my niece again, who have come here from Africa, who has taught me so much. And I am so appreciative of having her in my life. You know, she taught me, and the most profound thing is what forgiveness looks like.
Oh.
And when she taught me that, I mean, that's priceless, because people don't know what forgiveness looks like until you live it out. And you have to live it out so that you can really receive it and know, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing just to still be here. I mean, we came down, we came up and down some peaks and some valleys, and
Yes, we have.
but the Lord has preserved us,
Yes.
and we're here, and all praises and honor belong to the Most High.
Yes.
And we just thank you. I just thank you, and I'm embracing your love and your presence.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Yes.
All right, Daryl. Are you coming to Ghana?
Yes, I am coming to Ghana.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're going to make your famous cheesecake.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
And do concrete there, whatever the guys need.
Okay, that's right, because you
For
in
the
the
community.
concrete work, right?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to be looking forward to having you help us out when you come.
Yep.
So, all right. All right, guys, I wanted y'all to meet some more of my family, and I just appreciate them so much. And thank you for lunch.
No problem.
All right.